Welcome to this episode of Addictive Fishing. I'm your host, Capt Blair Wiggins. You know, every year towards the end of the season, we got a lot of extra footage that really wouldn't be seen unless we take it and wrap it all together and throw it into a show, and that's what this show is, and we call it Bits and Bites. Up first, went down to Chuckaluskee and fished, caught one of the biggest trout we've ever caught down out of the Everglades. That wasn't the only thing that was biting down there that day. The mosquitoes were absolutely horrendous, the worst I've ever seen. Fishing down there with a Chuckaluskee kid, using mirror lures that first morning, and y'all check this out. Here's what he caught. Love it when a snook hits top water when it sounds like a 22 going off.
I'd love to hear that.
Oh boy. Oh, fish on, come on, come on.
Eat it.
He went for it, but he left it alone.
Oh!
Come on. God, you want to jerk every time you see it dead, but you gotta wait till you feel him tug it.
Yeah, he's still on it.
Little guy.
See that one right there on me?
Well, what Brian got us doing right now, we're working this bank, and you said there's some old Wilma blowdowns and just some structure out here these fish like to hang on?
Yeah, especially the tides really dropped out, and these fish just come out of this river right here and just push down the bank. And there's little bars and little, like a trough that runs this beach, and the fish just kind of cruising down with the tide, yeah.
Well, I'm tossing the big old Mirrodine. This is the new big XXL Mirrodine, and he's got on the top dog there. Actually, that's the sea eyes. Those are the different eyeballs on that one.
I see his eyes.
It's got a different rattle to it.
Boys must not be seeing any tarpon out there. Oh, there's a
fish on!
Good bite.
Hit too. Did you change to the green one?
No, I stuck with the bone.
Stuck with the bone. Before he gets all the way in, I thought I'd put a cast up there.
Got it?
Nah, we'll wait. This guy. So what's good about tarpon season fishing with Brian is everybody's out there tarpon fishing in the snooker all right.
That's
here.
a trout, by the way.
That's a trout?
Yeah.
That's the biggest trout I've ever seen from down here.
That's a 5-pound trout.
Oh, he's bigger than 5 pounds. He's definitely bigger than 5 pounds.
Well, that's not a bad trout there, buddy.
That's not a bad trout, brother.
Oh, he's got a mouthful of hooks too, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Oh boy, careful.
What a pretty fish. What a pretty fish.
Yeah, look at all the purple on the top of
Yeah, he's gonna see if he can... Hand me those pliers back on the seat.
Okay.
You got him hooked good. Wait a minute. Oh, I got him. That's a big old trout for down here, brother. Isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
especially on top water. That was fun.
Yeah, how's the worm situation on these guys?
On a scale from 1 to 10, probably a 6.
That is, everybody asks me what my favorite fish is, man, and that has got to be it right there. But hey, I like catching them.
Hey, when they get that big, that's a whole different animal. You know that.
There she is. Good job, Mr. Sanders.
Wasn't bad.
Not bad right here from the Everglades on a nice, beautiful day. This is one of the most beautiful days we've ever had to fish together.
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
Man, it was an absolutely beautiful day out there. What you didn't get to see was us going offshore and trying to show you another fish out there that day. But, you know, it happens to us. Brian caught the only fish that day, and nothing else worth really showing you. But the next day, we kind of rebooted. The weather kind of didn't let us go offshore, so we rebooted and did what Captain Brian does best. We went and loaded up the bait wells with bait, went inshore, and shot a heck of a snook show. So check it out on our YouTube channel. It's called Mosquito Coast. Really cool show. Up next, went up to Georgia. Gonna show you some Georgia boys redfish. Y'all stay tuned, we'll be right back. Well, welcome back to Bits and Bites. I'm your host, Captain Blair Wiggins. Up next, we went up to Georgia, up to St. Simon's Island, fishing my old buddy, Captain Scott Owens. I couldn't wait to get the new beaver tail Vengeance up there on those shallow water Georgia flats and just see how it did. And it did real well. And you know, one thing when you're out filming a show, you really don't know when to stop and when you have enough footage for a show. So we went out on day 2 to get B-roll, and that's usually when we're shooting pelicans and turtles and crab traps and whatnot. And you had me and Captain Scott Owens together. We're out shooting B-roll. School of Redfish showed up. Guess what happened? Y'all check this out.
So Blair, as we ease up in this flat, these fish should be coming at us, and what we want to do is we want to kind of lead them a little bit and pull that paddle tail straight across the fish. Unlike a lot of the fish over in the West Coast, you know, where you kind of plop it right out in front of them, they rush up to it. With this dirtier water, we don't necessarily want to scare them with it, but we want to kind of bring it across where they feel that vibration pretty close to their face.
Unlike Louisiana, where you can plop a egg sinker on their head.
Bubble gum on a hook.
Banana peels.
Yeah, I hadn't done the old bananas. You can keep those to yourself.
Yeah, I'll catch them on a banana peel. Oop. Fish on. I feel like a pretty good redfish there.
Yeah.
That or you're just mad.
You know.
Just
He's
mad.
a little guy. You know, some are just meaner than others. Like people.
Isn't that weird? Something you get out to Texas and Louisiana and they just fight so much harder out there sometimes. This water's nice and cool, so they should really be kind of spunky. Come here, dude. Love that little cow right there. Pretty fish. See you, buddy.
Go. There was a school coming down this edge right here when you hooked up.
I guess you know you got a shallow draft boat when you're pulling by crab traps halfway out of the water, huh?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, to be a bigger platform and pretty stable boat, man, this thing really surprised me. I've never fished out of one of these guys, and it's shallow. I mean, we're in 8 inches here. We're not bumping. We're tooling along with a big motor on the back too.
Female blue crab in there.
Yep. Throw out and see the back just dimple up off the surface. Go right out in front of them and pull it right across them. That's perfect, Blair. Perfect.
Fish on.
There you go. I was thinking that water looked like a little bit of mud. Another little guy though.
Yeah. Hey, they're not void today.
No, I mean, I'm glad to see them, that's for sure. You know, and all I looked for there, I mean, you know, was just, I'm looking for something different when people are out doing this and you're, you got him all right?
Yeah.
Down low, trim tab, there he comes. When you're out on a spot like this looking, you might not have ideal conditions of, you know, the clarity of the water and stuff. You've got that kind of same color water everywhere. Look for a little tint difference, you know? These fish are feeding, maybe moving around. They're not the biggest reds, but, you know, they still got to eat, and they're going to mud up the bottom a little bit when they do it.
It's better than catching nothing, right?
Amen. Amen. I think we'll find a few big ones, especially in this big school over here that's pushing down the bank right now.
Nice, pretty fish. Look at that tail. It's about the same color as the rod there. Cool fish. See you, buddy. Man, don't you just love it when those redfish tails are lit up like that? You know, when you see them swimming around in the water and you can see that blue tail, you know about anything you throw at them, they're gonna eat. You know, I think Scott still has the record for the quickest show ever filmed for Addictive Fishing, and you can watch it on our YouTube channel, and we use one bait the whole show. It's called Brunswick Stew. Unbelievable. Up next, we run up to Georgia, fish Lake Lanier for some bass. Some striped bass, that is. We'll be right back.
Let's go then.
Oh, there he is.
Get him, son. Hit it like a ton of bricks.
Yep.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Captain Blair Wiggins, and you have tuned into our Bits and Bites episode. Now, up next, we went up to Georgia to Lake Lanier, and I fished with my old buddy from Humminbird, Bill Carson. And this man has probably forgot more about Humminbird units than I'll ever know in my entire life. And the cool thing about this show is that we did nothing but watch the Humminbird unit as we were fishing. You could see the fish on the bottom, and you could actually see the fish coming up when they saw the baits. It was awesome. It was one of the first times I've ever actually used the Humminbird, watched the fish, and sure enough, they came up and bit. Y'all check this footage out. It is awesome. Middle of the day, the bite's kind of a little bit slowed down on us from what we had going earlier. And we're kind of doing some stuff that we do in saltwater a lot of times is we'll dress our baits up with a bucktail jig. All that does is just dress it up, gives a little bit more flash for that little 4.5-inch DOA swim bait to get noticed down there. And that's basically all we're doing. Middle of the day, working it real slow, bouncing the bottoms.
I'm gonna try to match the color and we're gonna see what happens. See if we
for it.
can't get something to, whoa.
I'm gonna put that under.
Hey, did you see
my
that?
bait. No, what do you got?
Saw fish come up here.
I'm gonna set this one out.
Oh, there he is.
Get him, son! Hit it like a ton of bricks.
Yep. I don't think he's very big, but he sure did act like he was. He thought he was the man. It's the right color.
Right flavor.
He's probably got some buddies with him.
They do like dolphin then, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Wish I'd have known that. Come here, little dude. Ooh. DOA 4.5-inch swim bait, formerly known as the Airhead, did the trick. This little striper. So this is about your average size one here?
That is about the average size striper. And when these guys are out here in the open water, using a 2-ounce jig and getting that 2-ounce jig down into the water column a little ways, and then just slowly winding it. When he hit it like a ton of bricks. I thought he was a 30 or 40 pound fish. He hit it so hard.
So next to largemouth, would you say that's probably one of the most sought after freshwater species?
Absolutely. Striped bass are in 42 states in some form, either stripers, wipers, hybrids, you know, whatever. They're in 42 different states, so it is definitely a fish that everybody is going after in all these states. That's why you're seeing a lot of boats like the Skeeter boat here. It's just a perfect boat for going out and chasing stripers, just like it is chasing the saltwater fish.
And that's why they call it video fishing, huh?
It is why they call it video fishing. You
Wow.
see them on the screen, you drop down and boom.
I saw how you caught that fish. I'm back there rigging up, and he sneaks up to the front. There's one! I'm gonna get rigged and catch one now. You know, I still got a lot to learn from Bill Carson out there, but that was really cool watching those fish come up on the Humminbird like that, and he knew right when they were coming up. If y'all saw that, he kind of snaked me on that fish there because he was watching the unit, and I'm used to watching the water looking for life, and he knew right when that fish was gonna come up and eat. If y'all ever get a chance to run into Bill Carson at one of the boat shows, make sure you go up and say hi to him. He is a wealth of knowledge about Humminbird units, and if you got any questions about Lake Lanier up there, he can sure answer them for you. He is the man when it comes to that place up there. Up next, we got a very special After the Fight segment, so y'all stick around. We'll be right back.
Rig It Right by Wright and Miguel.
On today's Rig It Right, I'm gonna kind of show you what we used on all three of the fish that you saw us catch today. Started out down in the Everglades, throwing the sea eyes, and this is the top dog. It's got a little bit different rattle to it. And if you notice one thing that's really different on the sea eyes, it's got a lot different eye pattern than your regular top dog. Looks like kind of like doll eyes. Had it rigged with 40-pound test Seaguar fluorocarbon leader, just in case we got any of those big snook down there. 15-pound test Smackdown. Smoothest stuff in the world, I'm telling you. Then later on, we went to Brunswick up there, and we were throwing this little dude right here and absolutely wearing the redfish out. And that is a DOA Cal, and that happens to be the Morning Glory color. And it imitates those mud minnows out there. Awesome. And the Lake Lanier fish we were catching, using the umbrella rig, what we renamed the Mary Poppins rig up there. We were using 4-inch DOA Cals on there and had them rigged with bucktails on there just to give them a little extra flash, but definitely got the job done on Lake Lanier. Remember one thing though, before y'all get out there fishing, every fishing season starts at Dick's.
Rig It Right by Wright and Miguel.
You know, for years, everybody's always been asking about our music, and it's one of the coolest parts to our show. It's pretty unique, and I think that we're still the only fishing TV show out there that scores every single one of our shows with live musicians. And this next After the Fight segment coming up, you're gonna get to see a little bit behind the scenes of the Mogan Music Boys and see how everything comes together. It's pretty awesome how they do it. Y'all check this out. We wanted to create something a little bit different. So when we were sitting in the studio for so long, we tried the needle drop music here from the libraries all over the world, and they just didn't capture the feeling.
Right here by the boat, buddy. Oh my God, look at that heat.
When we decided to do Addictive Fishing, I wanted to do something that had never been done before. Something like a movie on television. And the music is key to that because it brings the fish fight to life to me and the viewers. And it's all about getting the viewers' heart rate up and making them feel like they're on the boat with Blair.
Yes. On, baby.
Nice!
That was pretty right there. Kevin suggested, hey, let's go outsource our music, see if we can find us a couple of guys to mix some music for us on each segment. And once again, McCabe comes up with Bill Ersham.
My name's Bill Ersham. I've been doing the soundtracks and recording and doing all the audio for Addictive Fishing for 15 years now.
My name is Jerry Outlaw, and I play guitar and bass guitar and various weird noises for Addictive Fishing. Trying to think about it to be musical and not to step on what Blair and the guests are talking about, but at the same time to create that tension. So sometimes I'm stepping around what they're saying, and sometimes I'm just wailing away because I know Bill will put it in the right context behind what's going on.
Can you get your bait out of his mouth for me?
I gotta do that. I gotta do it all for you.
We're proud of the way we do this because we do it custom. Everybody else out there gets their music out of a can, just like canned soup. It's the same every time. We absolutely have custom, different music with every show, and that's the way it's always been, and that's the way it's gonna be, and that's why people like it.
Whether we're deep dropping the rigs in Louisiana, wading in Texas, or poling the flats in Florida, we try to make the soundtrack fit the location and the fish. We even ask the guide what kind of music he likes to listen to because we want to make that episode as unique as possible.
Kind of put together a rough plan and we go into the booth and actually watch the show on screen as we're, recording our parts.
Bill Ersham is a character, I tell you. When he's done with one of our shows, you think we got a 16-string quartet playing every one of our shows. That's how good these guys are. Between him and Jerry Outlaw playing all the different riffs, all the different music for 15 years now, I think they can do it with their eyes closed. Awesome guys. I hope they're with us till the end.
Jerry Outlaw live, shredding it.
Hey.
You know, even the track for that last little piece you saw was custom made. They did it. The Mogan Music Boys do anything we ask them to do, and they do it very well. So don't forget about the website, addictivefishing.com. Mr. Producer Man has outdone himself once again and made a brand new website. Got a social media hub up there that has all the links to our social media sites out there. Got a newsletter you can sign up for, and best of all, it's got a tackle shop where you can order everything that you see us use on the show. That about wraps it up. We'll see y'all next week.
Check out more footage from this show by logging on to addictivefishing.com for outtakes and bloopers.
There he is.
Oh, no, he let it go.
Oh, yeah, I got stuck.
Did you really?
Oh! What was really cool about this episode